Cream Ratings Academy, an introduction. Copyright Jayaraman Rajah Iyer. Based on Inactivity-based cost management. Copyright Government of India. Copyrights Office by the author Jayaraman Rajah Iyer. All rights reserved. No part of this course materials may be reproduced, stored in a retrieval system, or transmitted in any form or by any means, electronic, mechanical, photocopy, recording, or any other except for brief quotations, not to exceed 250 words, without the prior permission of the author.
Cream Ratings Academy. CREAM is an acronym for corporate governance, risk management, earnings, accounting quality, and management quality. We are going to do the ratings, and this is the purpose. It is based on my book, Corporate Citizenship and Sustainability, measuring intangible, fiscal, and ethical assets. Two factors I would like you to note down: measuring intangible, measuring ethical assets. What is your company's ethical assets? You don't know. This is going to be an interesting aspect of understanding the subject matter, which is intangible. Intangible is defined in any of the definitions that you look at is something beyond our senses. That must change. What Immanuel Kant, nearly about 250 years back, said about wondered whether the science of metaphysics, the same pattern as that of the natural sciences, can be brought about. Yes, it has been brought about for the first time. That is what this is all about, the CREAM ratings. If you look at CREAM report, there are about 170 process blocks, open-ended, can get added up. Out of which, E is the only one which is quantitative. There's about 12. The balance, 158, they are all qualitative elements of management. So board of directors you have, independent directors you have a lot of things that goes with that 158, which are not being measured at all. Conflict of interest, conflict of personal interest, conflict of conscience. These are the things which need to be measured. If you look at UNGC, if you look at the Code of Conduct, the Code of Business Principles, all that vision and mission statements, they are all not being measured. And this is the one which makes the difference in this course, which is going to be significantly different from what we have been accustomed to. It's like the good old marketing bata shoe salesman who lands in somewhere and finds nobody wearing the shoes. One guy who had gone earlier said, nobody wear the shoes, so we can't sell anything here. The better shoe sales chap said, my goodness, there are nobody who is wearing the shoes. This consignment which I have brought with me is not good enough. Start getting me another consignment because I'm going to sell it to everybody. And that is the spirit with which he had taken it. And that is the spirit with which you are going to take these cream ratings, cream reports, because there is nobody in anywhere in the corporate world are measuring intangible, measuring corporate governance, measuring risk management, measuring accounting quality, measuring management quality. We all go by surveys. That's not good enough. When you come to the ethical assets, by the way, the fiscal assets, which we know pretty well, that earnings, which includes balance sheet, all your profits, all your bricks and mortars, your building, your factories, will stay with the company. Whereas ethical assets belong to the individual. It will, so long as he or she is in the company, it will be there. And if they walk out, it go with them. The ethical assets go with them. So you have to be very careful about that attrition factor. And that is what the Crean report highlights. It's a very intensive analysis of everything that you can think of. In Project Seed, Project Seed is Project Social, Environmental, Economic Development, concerned with about 17 SDGs, and as well as bringing about a combination of gross national happiness index and gross domestic product. GNH GDP is a fascinating analysis, which you will come to know is one of these modules which I have indicated. So what we are looking at is an IPR. When I say normally, I give the certification. Who is Jayaraman Rajah Iyer? Don't go by that. Compared to Harvard University. When you say Harvard University, when you get a certification, course certification, I attended it, there's something phenomenal. You can't even think about it. But mind you, the IPR that I have created is in the domain of intangible, is unique. In domain of intangible, there is no way, there's no plurality, there's no duality, there is no cause and effect, there's only cause. These are the things that make a difference, and my IPR is a very unique IPR. And with the benchmarking, with the metrics which I put through, which are intangible in the sense it will be good for millions of years to come. And it is very difficult for any other person to come sit in the domain of intangible and push me out, because there is only one space, one place in the domain of intangible. I am occupying that. If somebody wants to replace me by their own brilliant move, you are welcome. This will remain unchallenged, but I would like you to challenge that. And that is the spirit of these crime reports. You challenge and bring about changes in the management. What is happening around, which you will see module by module I have described a little in the coming this thing. Have a good look at it and make yourself comfortable for this course certification. Is it good? If you get it, as and when you decide to join, it will be a real good, because a number of people I would like to know about it. That is Project Light. Project Elite is education, learning, which I am giving through this course. Then implementation comes. You've got to implement. If you have the companies that you organize yourself, bring about 10 people for this course. That is the education and learning part of it. Who would be the think tank for that particular company? And then Elite, I is implementation, then training, then execution. So there is a creative process within the company and the action process which will be phenomenal in terms of growth and profits would be really phenomenal, because ethical responsibility is now being aligned with fiscal responsibility, and that is the difference. In this, intangible is brought to the level of clear understanding. Ethics being brought to a clear understanding. From ethics is subtler than the subtle. Ethical motive is subtler than the subtlest. How do you bring about a change of understanding of various people? We have got about 500 people working for the company, or 500,000 people working for the company. And they are the denominators, not the stakeholders that we talk of as an investor. Investor is secondary, but the workforce is primary. And they are the guys who can change. And as I say, and they are the owners of the ethical assets. The sustainability of value system is going to be supreme in terms of bringing about sustainability of profits and growth. So you're welcome. We shall have an interesting session. And I have given some of my idea about the 9 modules, the preview. Have a look at it and join me. Thank you.
Cream Ratings Academy, the knowledge transfer.
Here I shall explain about knowledge transfer. Knowledge is the goal of ethics, as I state in my book. A rule expresses the truth and it justifies the conduct. We have a knowledge of the rules, but we do not have the knowledge of its conduct. That is the only problem that we have. Not that people are not interested. There are very many companies who are very great in achieving really great changes in their ethical values, the value system they talk about, extremely good. But when we express these things, we should be in a position to measure them. So the knowledge base of the 158 process blocks, which are of qualitative elements, are not that. It is empty. So when I say the knowledge transfer from the rules that express the truth and its conduct, which is the knowledge base, which is now empty, that is what Cream Report empowers an individual to pass it on to the knowledge base, fill it up. Fill up that energy force, which have been very important, because that forms the ethical essence. That those who follow the rule and achieve really great things, they form the ethical assets of their company. That is as simple as that. There are 9 modules which I'm bringing about. Module 1 And module 3 is sort of more or less the same, cause and effect. One is causality. Really speaking, in causality is good, but the cause and effect, we come to know only of the effect. We never come to know of the cause. When did HP autonomy took place? Quite some time back. We have carried on coming, island of us coming, cheat software coming and gone, and there are various decision-making processes. Why go back to Lockheed and Gulf oil scandal, because of which FCPA Act came? What is the use of it? We know the effect. As soon as there is a effect is seen, as we had seen in 1976, Penn Central and Gulf Oil and Lockheed, we immediately bring about a legislative change, which is same thing happened after Enron, SOX. It doesn't fulfill a requirement because we go by the object. The guys who have been doing it are the subject matter. The subject is not being analyzed. So you will never be able to catch up with the people of doing anything that they want and get away with that. That is how our companies are being constructed. This is how it is being run. They have no choice. And this is a change the Supreme Court brings about. When module 1 we talk of this effect. Module 3 we talk of the cause. What caused the economic disaster? It is buttonholing on a single aspect of a single profession that has allowed these things to happen. So there is an imperative requirement to correct that issue. It's very important. Then module 4 talks of intangible define. It's a very interesting module. When you go for intangible, as I said in the previous talk, the domain of intangible is of singularity. There's no duality over that. Within that, we are in a position to find out the analysis on opposite values. One time we are Mahatma Gandhi, the another time ourselves become a Madoff. So it is a change that happens on the opposite values. So buttonholing on the opposite value, you are in a position to bring about a clarity in finding out where exactly intangible is and how it is being defined. That is module 4. Module 2 is what we say of the opposite values. We have the option to become a Mahatma Gandhi, option to become great guys. So many people have done a great job in the corporate history, but we choose not to follow possibly. That is what the second chapter says. The capability of a nuclear scientist and that of a potter are the same with respect to the task they undertake and finish it. So the capability is something beyond our imagination, and every one of the persons that we come across, as I said, 500 or 500 million, 500,000 people in a company, you have the advantage of utilizing their energy force. That is what module 2 talks about. When it comes to the module 5, measuring the intangible, This is one step ahead of the defining the intangible. Once you have defined it, it's like zero being found as at its own right as the theory of numbers. That's what it does. The measurement which is being obtained by having defined the intangible. I talk of Project Seed, which I said earlier, social, environmental, economic development. That you are in a position to integrate gross national happiness index and GDP, yet retaining the individual performance. That is what Module 5 talks about. Then we step into Module 6, Inactivity-based cost management. All our failures, all the adverse variance analysis that we do is because cost of inaction. We take trouble of finding out unutilized capacity of a mission, but we do not know how to find out the unutilized capacity of an individual. Who is responsible and who is the prime factor for action and also responsible for inaction. So the cost of inaction can be done only by an individual, incurred by an individual. So activity has got a cost incidence we show in balance sheet and P&L. Inactivity has got a cost consequence. Measure cost consequence now. It's the theme of that Module 6, Inactivity-based cost management. There are 5 principles by which you are in a position to get the hold of the concept and make it useful for creating a benchmark and metrics and create something fascinating and bring the society into your boardroom, which is already happening, but we are not recognizing. Inactivity-based cost management is my IPR. It's one of the finest IPR, as I said earlier. We will go into it in detail, the 5 principles. The last principle of IBCM is how well, it's like a corporate yoga. If you go through the 4 and it's like on the 7th day you took rest, you can quietly take a rest once you reach to the 5th principle. And it's very simple, actually. Management is very simple. I mentioned that as playing hopscotch. I'm telling you, 3rd standard children, 4th standard children playing the hopscotch, you can teach management very easily. That's what that 5th principle talks about. It's a very interesting one. 6th module is IBCM. Then comes 789. 789 is protons, electrons, and neutrons. I will take you to the universe, the law of physics. The atom structure and corporate atomic structure. Atomic structure has got this proton and neutrons form a nucleus with electron spinning around fast, the nucleus very fast. It is said that its speed is about nearly 3/4 of the speed of light, very fast. The one that stability factor being brought in it does not change the identity of the atomic structure, that is the neutron, but it adds mass to it. Adding mass to the atomic structure is very important because the neutron brings the stability. Otherwise, that electron will spin so fast, which is spinning so fast, will go completely haywire. This exactly you will see in proton corporate autonomous structure. The board of directors and the stakeholders or the protagonists, and the society is the neutron. When board of directors understand and bringing the society as a partner in their boardroom, you have a very strong, robust system brought into being. But the CEO is supposed to run around quite fast. Do run around as fast as you can, but it will be within the limit of the power of the board and the society in the nucleus, forming the nucleus. They have to run around, spin around quite fast in the nucleus, CEO and their team, which is going to bring the benefits. You create a CREAM report, you create what the functions of the board of directors, you create from the society any number of management quality. Management quality and accounting quality CREAM comes from the society. They decide. This is a very important factor that we will come to know. And you have the CEO team who take care of the corporate governance and the risk management. So that is the one that is factors spinning around the nucleus, is being controlled and stabilized by the nucleus. So you are in a position to go forward with a well-set program of sustainability of profits and growth. Is a very important factor that would be brought to light, and they are all mathematically provable, meaning metaphysical concept is being brought into here as a science. So when you have the benchmarking, when you have the metrics being arrived at, everything becomes very simple. That is the second principle of the fifth principle of IBCM module 6, which is simplicity, applicability of simplicity. So everything is very simple, and what is lacking at the moment is that knowledge base is empty. So the CREAM report, particularly the AM, accounting quality and management quality, we do not know what is happening. Is a gray area, not because that there is people or the board of directors don't want to make use of it, but their inability to measure. That is what this IBCM provides you with. The ability to measure. What gets measured gets managed. That is principle number 1 of IBCM, module 6. So let us have a good look at it and get going. Thank you very much.
CREAM Ratings Academy, the audience, international studies on CREAM ratings.
In this section, I want to talk about my audience. Over the last about a couple of years, I must say, I've been posting a number of articles in LinkedIn on the subject matter which I had collated and put through as a book, Corporate Citizenship and Sustainability, published by BEP of New York, measuring intangible, fiscal and ethical assets. Over these last 2 years, the number of visitors to my articles who had come are phenomenal, really great. Different types of people. In fact, I found the number of executive directors who had been very keen to look into the post, equally phenomenal. They topped the list in terms of numbers. And it attracted quite a number of universities and pharmaceuticals and every branch of corporate group. Quite a number of places, from Denmark to New York to South Korea to Beijing is very good, I must say. What I've done is that I have collated all these persons, companies, and most importantly, more number of people have not just seen the posts, but they have taken interest to find out my profile, which has got a plus factor in terms of more interest into the subject matter, or who the guy who is doing it. This is what I've been talking in this intro, and I am fairly satisfied. So the audience would be on an international level. I am keen that I shall be instituting international studies on management of crime ratings. So this would help me in establishing a rapport with quite a number of countries. And if Spain, for example, one of my good friends, I must call, whom I have been in touch with for the last several years after he wrote CSR2, Alberto Andrew. He was a managing director of Telefonica from Spain, and he is spending his time as a professor in one of the universities. Yeah, very good support from Andrew, in fact. And my editor, David, I can't pronounce his surname, from BP, he is excellent. I like him very much. Professor David is very encouraging and very good. I like him very much indeed. Now, the intention of my telling is this, and the number of people who are visited, number of organizations, it, as I have indicated, includes quite a number of governmental organizations. Like, no, I don't know who the guys are from Microsoft or Apple, but these are the guys who have come and looked at my profile. And also some of the 17 SDGs which I have been talking about, some of those who have been specialized in this field. What I am looking at is the variety of people whom you can see that file which I have attached along with this, as to the number of organizations who had immense interest. It covers a lot. There's more than about 350 I have indicated, the worldwide organizations. I would like them to come back. The intention is this. When I go to a place like Puducherry, I am keen in that place we should be in a position to create international, establish international management studies of crime ratings, and come out with possibly a quarterly edition of crime ratings, almost similar or equivalent to Harvard Business Review. That's my mission. And I must confess that having started with Udemy, I like their spontaneous support, which they are giving in terms of creating these modules and creating this intro to start with. I just started with Udemy, Jean and Hector, and excellent support. So with the help of Udemy, I hope to achieve quite a lot. With this platform, I'm in a position to reach out to a lot of people and a lot of organizations, and to interact with them and create something very strong, robust crime ratings infrastructure, and thereby creating quite a number of crime ratings professionals, which we need very badly, both in terms of corporate as well as the government particularly, because a lot of things which I have talked about, which you'll come to know through the several modules which I am going to publish it through this place. Again, I am not in a hurry or that sort of thing that I need about audience immediately, not at all. Take your own time, because I am a single man. Everything that I create, everything that I have done, whether video or talk or write up, is all by me. There is no assistance or that sort of thing, because I enjoy it. Whatever be the age, we should have the liking for the subject matter which we are looking at as a contribution to the society, which is going to help the society in particular, which I have already indicated is part and parcel of the corporate atomic structure, how it is going to flourish, and most importantly, as the corporate is concerned, how the society is going to open up their balance. That is number one to you. Number two is how they undertake the co-responsibility. These are the two factors which are going to really be liked by the companies, and let us collaborate. Okay, thank you.
Cream Ratings Academy, an introduction. Based on the book, different concepts you can look for. 1. The new global brand name, corporate citizen. 2. Blueprint for $1 trillion Indian agri-economy. 3. Project Elite for knowledge transfer. 4. WEF report, measuring stakeholder capitalism, a step towards corporate civilization. 5. GSDP $1.5 trillion 2024, a template for GDP-GNH combo. And now 6. Cream Ratings Academy, an introduction.